Yo, I am out here driving in a monsoon. It's not even light outside and I still got my glasses on. Can't see. Look, one of my favorite things that my partner Robert ever said on a call is, why would you want to be a DB? That's the dumbest thing you could possibly do. And 99.9% of people, including myself, at some point thought that was what I wanted. Now, granted, there might still be a time where that could be the case, where the numbers could make sense. But generally speaking, I would rather move on to a new niche and do a new type of flip than take 5% margins. And I get it. Some of y'all watching this might make more money than I have potential to make. But then what you do is, here's what happens. You run the risk of getting all your banking shut down. You need ass loads of money. You have tons of money in, tons of money out. You have to deal with way more phones, way more checking things, way more employees, way bigger spaces. At some point, you have to juggle lifestyle that you want to live and money that you want to make. And 99% of the time for me, I'm going to go with, how do I want to live my life as a superseding principle above how much money do I want to make? Because money's easy to make. It's just a matter of how do you want to live in order to make it, or where do you want to live in order to make it? Like, some of y'all watching this might need to literally move cities in order to make the money that you want to make, based on who you are as an individual and what kind of money, what you want to do to make that money. I used to think, man, San Diego's amazing to make money. I used to think that. And now that I'm in Louisiana, I'm like, dude, this is way easier. There's 1/10 or 1/100th of the hustlers here. I'm like the only white dude I know in my entire city that would run around town doing anything that resembles going for it and hustling. The other 99 out of 100 entrepreneurs are maybe consultants, real estate investors, doing construction, stuff like that. And that ain't never happened. I mean, some of that's never happening for me. So, being a DB, having to sell $100,000 worth of phones to make $5,000. I don't know, maybe I'm off the mark on this one. That just sounds like the dumbest freaking thing you could possibly do. That's so small of a margin for things to go wrong. That's so much interacting with people and going back and forth about deductions and having to run your phone checks and having to deal with shipping and the possibilities of stuff getting lost. I talked to a DB who shipped out $10,000, $30,000 packages, and one of them got lost. He made no money, or maybe lost money, and he had to spend $300,000 just to lose some money. And granted, again, he's probably making more money than me, but it's not always about that. I'd rather flip cars, weights, other things, if that's what it took. And so that's all I'm saying. You can still kill it. Go do your DB thing. Sometimes what you can do too as well, you can find temporary opportunities to make above market sales prices on certain types of phones, and then you can go DB for a week or two. I've done that. But the thing is, I was always making $100 plus per phone as a DB, temporary pseudo actor, if you know what I'm saying. And and again, I'll stress this: it is very, very difficult to deal with people, and you're dealing with a lot of money. You're dealing with a lot of everyone in this industry thinks differently about deductions, how much stuff should be deducted. There's reality and there's fantasy land. Some dude had a Face ID on his phone. It was a newer phone, and the deduction for Face ID, guys, is it's the difference between doing a deal and not doing a deal. It's probably the highest deduction that there is. But this guy wanted to deduct $120, which I feel like is about half the price of a normal deduction on that type of deduction. And the guy that sold to him was like balking at that. And I'm like, dude, $120 is extremely, extremely fair. So you're having to go back and forth with that? It's not worth it, y'all. Another one. Another reseller in our industry bought a phone. He paid $725 for it. It got Chimera locked 4 or 5 months later. There's no limit on Chimera lock when you sell it to somebody. If you sell somebody a phone, it gets Chimera locked a year later, you have to take that return back or take that full deduction, which was $425. You're making 5%. So you bought it for $725, you resold it for $760. So you had $35 profit and you had $425 risk, which is the Chimera lot price, $300. And the guy was basically like, screw you. And eventually he agreed to send him $150, and it's like, all right, well now I'm missing $275, and acted like, hey man, I can't take that kind of loss. I don't, what do you expect me to do? So there's a lot of discrepancies in like what people realize as deductions, how late down the game you can actually take those deductions, how many resellers are established enough to take, like baseline resellers are established enough to take a $425 hit even if they were a good person. Not many. Not many. Nobody's got money. If you're watching this call and you got over like $2,000 in your bank, you are a baller. You are a baller compared to the rest of the world. That is insane. So the amount of money it takes again to be a DB is crazy. Now, if you want to like broker some deals, you can maybe do that. That is kind of a huge pain in the ass. I've done it some. But anyway, guys, I got to run, dude. I'm 2 hours into the workouts today. I got a little bit of work to do, and I'm going back for another hour. Get your fitness in. Peace.